G'day. G'day.
Hi.
This feels very
Official.
official. It's like we're interviewing.
It does feel like that.
Am I interviewing you for your job?
I thought it was the other end.
I thought we would just jump on, talk about the year that was,
Okay.
talk about what's happening next year, which is in like 12 hours' time. We didn't really do anything. Well, we've got like a New Year's Eve video tonight, but
Yeah, the Ollie Bolin.
volleyball. But I
That
think
was a fun one.
it was a fun one.
Pop some champagne for that one. It's a good prop.
But yeah, I think there's a lot of like videos going around today of people's year and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't think, well, I didn't plan to do anything like that, and I don't regret it. But
Yeah, what's the trend? It's like the 2023 season has come to an end.
It started like 2 years ago, though, didn't it?
Yeah. It does it every year. I've seen a few good ones already. No, you didn't plan anything like that. I was going to do a post on LinkedIn. I haven't done that. Maybe I should.
So I think top line. Wow, it feels like I'm literally back on my corporate days. Top line points for this year. We did a book. That's pretty big. We did a lot of travel. So we went to New Zealand, Dubai, Singapore, Vietnam, Philippines, and the US twice.
Yes.
And Sydney like 1,000 times.
And
maybe,
Melbourne.
And Melbourne a couple of times.
New Zealand? Did you say New Zealand, didn't you?
Yeah, I said New Zealand.
Okay.
That was pretty early on.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Next year's travel will be a lot less, which I'm kind of excited for.
Yeah, me too. This year it was too much.
Probably too much.
Especially, we are a new business, we're a startup in a way, we're still like getting all our processes and everything down. So to be away and just out of the space for I think all up it would be at least 3, like you and me actually, probably 4 months of the year we were traveling.
Yeah.
Like if you add it all up. So that's a long time to be away. Also, last year was sort of different. It started with you and Mitch full time.
Yep.
Then Daz came on, and then I finally finished up in my job and got to do full time in amongst everything else. But now we have Caleb, who has joined us as well. So this year, us 4, like you, me, Mitch, and Daz took off and went traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Which is fine when no one else is here. But now that Caleb's here, and for the last trip, he was here working. Not that he mind. I don't think he minds at all. I think he liked like the peace and quiet. But having everyone leave and having someone still back here while we're away for 4 weeks, it's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think a lot of the travel, well, most of the travel was for the Origin series on YouTube, which was a lot of fun. And I think we did a good job with the resources we had.
Yeah.
But I think we need to re-look at that series at some point.
Yeah.
And just see how we approach it, because
It's expensive.
it's expensive. Yeah.
But it's good because it was your passion project. It was something that you really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I think once, if you guys haven't figured this out yet, once Andy has something in his mind, he needs to do it and get it done. So, I think it's good that you were able to explore it. Otherwise, it would just be like you'd always be thinking about, that idea and building on it, or
Unfortunately, we can't just do passion projects all the time, because as much as fun as that trip was, it cost us money. We didn't make money off that trip, and we had like a really fantastic sponsor in Flight Centre, and it still cost us money to make that content. So
it did.
Which I don't think people probably don't realise.
No.
But I don't regret it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big project. The book was a massive project.
Book was huge, and I think happened a lot quicker than what we had expected, or at least what we had talked about. But that was exciting to sort of get that done. I was actually a big piece of work that you had to do over the break last year.
Yeah.
Because you were still working full time, at Kilcoy and had to write all these recipes. But yeah, it was massive. Like, a book project is huge. Not only coming up with the recipes, writing them, and then it went through me to edit, and then to the team, and then obviously you're out for a couple of weeks shooting it.
Yep.
Multiple rounds of proofs and checking and photo rounds, and yeah, it was just crazy. But again, another thing that you wanted to do, and it was great. And we hope whoever has purchased the book is loving it. And it's it's great. It's something that you can physically put your recipes in a book. Well, not all of them. How many? There was like 75.
70, yeah, just over 70. Yeah.
Yeah. So you are very passionate about giving away content and your recipes online for free and not putting that behind a paywall or anything. So, I know there was a decent chunk of subscribers that were very keen to sort of buy a cookbook from you and have that physical product there. So it was kind of a nice addition.
Yeah, it is nice to offer that. And it's not obviously, like I've talked about before on here, like I want to provide value. I don't just want to like create things and like for the sake of it. And like Caitlin has said, I'm passionate about making most of what we do free. As far as like the recipes, like the short format videos and the long format video recipes will always be free, and that's the the nuts and bolts of what we do. So the way we make money is partnering with ducks having a good time over there.
Yeah, your phone. He's just rolling around in bed. I don't even know what he's doing. Duck, what are you doing, buddy?
Anyway, yeah, I mean, passionate about provide. How did that just turn off?
Duck just turned on the TV. He's watching it. Wants to watch Valeria and get some outfit ideas.
Who is she?
She's a fashion blogger. She's a Russian blogger that she lives in the US. I like her fashion.
Okay. So yeah, that was our year.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of more. We've only really touched on travel and.
Well, then we made. How many videos did we end up making?
I think. Oh, YouTube long format or just videos in general?
Well, yeah, long format. I think we did
55.
Yeah, 55 on the main channel. That's not including the vlogs.
Yeah.
So there must be 50 vlogs. Not quite now.
Yeah, they would. I think because before you started, I probably made about 15, 16. Yeah.
So there's 55 main channel videos, 50 plus vlogs on this channel, and then we posted almost every single day on shorts. So I'm guessing there's 350 1-minute videos as well.
Yeah.
Which is just a huge body of work. Like it's crazy.
It's insane.
And recipes attached to everything where necessary. So I guess proud of that and proud of the team for the effort that they put in.
Yeah.
And
then even with the travel, you talked about origins, but we also were able to do a lot of collabs as part of that travel as well, which was awesome. Amazing. Yeah. Like we met so many people this year.
Yeah.
Some creators that you've been following for years or chatting to since you've been starting making content. So that was really cool.
Yeah. And some really big names. Josh Wiseman, who now is, in fact, all these people are now dear friends. But Josh, I message Josh now frequently, all the time. We message back and forth. Laurent as well, the same. Who's a good friend, and I still can't pronounce his name right. And his, partner Amanza.
Yeah.
Now dear friends, and then all the guys in LA that we hung out with, Owen Hahn and Albert, and who else did we hang out with in LA? I think that's the only Benny Blanco, again, can't pronounce names very well.
And he's not so good with names, so that's all right. We know what he's saying, get the gist of it.
And then all the Australian creators, Marion and Nagi, and Jasmine.
Yeah. Hasn't come out yet, actually.
Hasn't it? Oh no,
No,
hers
has, yeah.
Loads.
And you met a few, like had dinner with Khan.
Yeah, hung out with Khan a bit. Hung out with Luke Newen.
Yeah. Yeah. Adam did a
show on SBS with Adam.
Yeah.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah, I forgot about that. There's actually so many other things in amongst, our day-to-day sort of work that you did.
Yeah. But yeah, a whirlwind, a bit of a crazy year.
Insane.
We built the studio. That's
Yeah.
a pretty big project.
That's actually something that we've both been working on for like 2 years now.
Mainly you.
I'm so glad to have it done. Like, it was way more stressful than what I had imagined. Just building a house from scratch and just making design decisions. I don't mind it, but I'm not that confident in my design. So it's overwhelming, the choices. And then you've got to think about it from a studio perspective.
Well, yeah, the project pivoted pretty massively, right?
When we first bought this land, which was 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
So before this even really existed. So it was going to be our first home. And then as things moved along, it turned into the studio, which I think is great because I think it's kind of just so we have the ability to continue to grow this business, to have a space where is our home, but we can also work from here. Everyone can work from here, having it in the same place. We'll just simplify things for next year. We don't know what beyond looks like.
No.
Don't know how long it'll take for us to get sick of living and working in the same space. We definitely got sick of it in the last studio, so.
Yeah, I think there's just no separation, which I love and hate.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I love working. I have no problem working a lot. It's kind of my default if I get bored, is I just start working, which I'm fine with. And I think that would, even if we didn't live here, like I'd still just have a laptop and keep working, right? But I think it's nice to get out of the space a bit.
Yeah.
And that's why I like going to the gym in the mornings, because I can get up and I go somewhere and then kind of come back.
Forced to think about something else for a little bit.
Yeah, just get out of the space a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, huge project.
We
It's not finished yet.
Oh, the landscaping. That's my
There's another kitchen being built, which is pretty cool. So that's kind
third kitchen.
That's kind of fun to have to work towards next year as well. I reckon that's like best case 4 months, worst case 6 months away.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm talking to someone. They need to come out. They need to see the space.
Sure.
Quote on it. So yeah, probably 6 months.
So that'll be cool. We're gonna do a full wood and charcoal only kitchen out in the back, which I'm really excited for. Should be nice to do some content around that stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing we launched this year was the website.
The website, yeah, it's a huge amount of work.
Again, another big project that I worked really closely. One of Andy's friends, Tony, he has his business, Clouded House. So he builds sort of website and provides tech support. So I worked very closely with him to build our website, and I'm really proud of it. It's a beautiful site. We wanted it to be something that's very simple, very clean. It's there to host the recipes, make it very easy for people to go there and read them. But also we've talked about potential products as well. So it is a Shopify site, so it has sort of ready in the background for when those products are ready to go live on there. So, and it also has the submit your dish, which a lot of people use as well. I think we got thousands of requests through there every single month.
People get frustrated because they're like, well, I submitted a dish and you never made it. It's like, I'm working through it, but there's literally like thousands and thousands and thousands.
Dishes.
So I can't work through them all. So, I don't know. There needs to be like a little asterisk next to it. It's like submit your dish and maybe it will get made.
Yeah, it's not like it will get made. I think it says request Andy to make a dish. But
sometimes people are funny.
And so that was a huge project that we worked as well. And then we worked with our other friend, Mitch Reyes, who is a designer, photographer. So he helped us with some of the design for that. And then we did a shoot with him at a studio in Brisbane. So all the photography that's on there, which I love. Like, it was a cool shoot. So that was there. That was cool. That was great to sort of.
And then we have
go
started
live.
the other project of the products,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
we haven't talked about much at all anywhere. I mean, I've touched on it briefly on this channel.
Yeah, we kind of only really talk about it. You guys are really the only
You
ones
get
we chat.
the real inside scoops.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's something that I've worked on for a long time, and then kind of put the reins on it, and I've still got my eye all over it. But my brother PJ and his partner Jess and Caitlin kind of really look after that at the moment, and we should be launching at some point next year.
We're hoping early next year. But there's just lots of sampling, rounds just because you want to get it to near perfect as possible.
Yeah.
But we worked with a cool studio, Soda in Melbourne, so they have done the designs for the product. They actually did the designs for this Andy Cook's team T-shirt, which
won't be for sale. It
won't be for sale. This was just a gift that we got for the team as like a Christmas gift, and I just got the guys there to design it as well. So, but yeah, they've done an amazing job, and then we're working with another agency, Contain, who is sort of helping us with sourcing the products.
Yeah.
But yeah, early next year.
But and the reason it's taking so long is because we don't just want to just do merch for the sake of doing merch.
Yeah.
Like I've talked about before, we don't just want to.
That's why it's not going to be t-shirts.
It's why there's no t. I'm pretty passionate about not doing Andy Cook's t-shirts to be sold to public, because it's like the most obvious and kind of boring default. I think. And no offense to people that make t-shirts as merch. I think there's some people that it makes perfect sense, right?
Or create something quite cool and unique.
Yeah,
I've definitely bought merch.
Yeah, and so have I. And so one of my favourite YouTubers of all time is a guy called Cletus McFarlane, which I think is a persona name. He's a car guy out of the States, and he's built his channel is funded by his t-shirt merch, but it kind of makes sense, right? Like he's a racing car team effectively, and it's like one of those things. It's like a band t-shirt, like racing t-shirts. They're kind of a thing. So in that area, I think it makes sense. For what we do, I don't know if it makes sense or not, but so I want to do tools. I want to do stuff that you're going to use. So that's the focus. I mean, the end goal for me is always to make kitchenware products, because I think there's I don't know. I think that's all I'll say on that.
Yeah. I was walking through a big department store today, and there was just so much rubbish products around.
Yeah.
Like brands that I've never even heard of. Yeah. And I mean, they're all selling for cheap, so.
Yeah. But and just to caveat that, there is brands that do it well out there, and I'm not just saying that because we work with some of them. We only work with brands that we like and we think are doing a good job. So, brands like Maiden, who we work with, I think they do a great job.
Yeah.
And I think their products are great.
Yeah. But they're great with the branding and everything. Yeah. Like they've really focused on quality products and having that.
But they're very hard to get here in Australia, So
you just got to order online. But yeah.
But anyway.
All right, so we're moving into next year.
Next year. So the main focus for me is to just continue providing, entertainment, inspiration, and recipe ideas to the audience. That's the goal of the channel, is to just, to inspire people to cook better food. It's as simple as that. Whether that's through your every night, Monday to Friday cooking, or Monday to Thursday cooking, through your weekend entertaining, through your eating out experiences. One thing I can't see myself doing is like reviewing restaurants. That's probably not my jam. But like exploring and kind of like travel, kind of talking about cultures and stuff I'm keen on. But like actually doing writing or talking about whether a restaurant's good or not, it's not my jam. Because I think it's so... it's so personal. If you like a restaurant, that's cool. Go to it.
And it's based on so much more than food, right? And
the experience. Who am I to say whether something's good or not? I can say whether I like it or not, I guess. But anyway, So yeah, that's the main goal of next year, is to continue and just to keep getting better with our videos. Um, I'm really passionate about like production quality in an interesting way, whereas I think what we do on YouTube is different to what people do on television, and I think we need to be true to that. But I am keen to always explore different technology and different gear and whatever. I'm a firm believer in like providing whatever gear is necessary or wanted for people to do their jobs. So yeah, I mean, and like standouts like Marcus Brownie and what he does, a very different space, tech reviewer, but how they kind of approach their YouTube channel, I think it's like the golden star, as far as how it's still a YouTube channel, but the production quality is next level, right? Like you could, and that's kind of my goal for this channel next year, so to keep improving that, keep inspiring, and because of that, we're actually gonna make less videos next year. Conscious decision to tone it down a bit. Not necessarily, who knows what's going to happen with the vlog channel, whether we keep up these like almost daily vlogs, we'll see. But the main channel on long format, we will do just as many or maybe even a few more videos. But the short format videos will rein in a bit. Just because, there's only one of me. And it gets taxing, I think, if you just keep up with that same level. And I think it was necessary for the first couple of years, and it's a large part to do with the growth that we've had. But now, we need to focus on quality over quantity.
Yeah.
And you don't see many of the big creators kind of posting shorts every day. But I'm nervous about it, to be honest.
I know you are. I know you are. Changing, I think because the consistency strategy has worked so well, but I think it's a good thing. It's not like we're posting once a week. I think you're doing it every other day. So
you watch, the numbers will go down, notice panic.
Andy's gonna freak out. But the thing is, it gives Andy more time to think about the concept. And then it also gives, and concept and obviously the recipe, and potentially even testing recipes before he films, probably not, depending on what it is. If you haven't made it before, then you would.
Yeah.
But it also gives Mitch a chance to think about the shots and have more time to sort of be creative with how it's filmed. And then it gives Caleb more time to be creative with how it's edited. So, which hopefully just ends up in better and better videos. But, we still want it to be true to the brand and true to what you want to put out there. So, yeah, there's no harm in trying something new.
No, definitely not. So that's the big focus for me next year. We don't have a book. We don't have a hectic travel series. What's your focus for the year?
Mine's always behind the scenes kind of stuff, which some people might find interesting on this channel, I don't know. But obviously I manage the brand partnerships. So I think we kind of, as started last year, moving away from lots of one-off videos and brands coming in to do like one video with Andy. We're trying to move towards more longer term partnerships or, brand deals that have, a few videos in there. We've always been very true to only working with brands that, Andy uses. You'd find in his kitchen Andy uses or, Andy really likes. So it's continuing to build those relationships in Australia and internationally as well. We have a talent manager based in the US. They're incredible. We started with them late last year. So working with them to sort of build our network and our relationships with brands over there, which is how the Made In stuff came about. But we've got some great Australian brands that we work with as well. So that's a big focus on me, just keep those relationships going and work towards more longer term partnerships that Andy really loves, but also provides values to the viewers as well.
Yeah. I think it's like that faux pas that a lot of creators struggle with when they start doing brand deals, is that there's often, in fact I don't know anyone that hasn't, there's often like a little bit of backlash from the community saying, "Oh, you've sold out. You're doing brand deals." The truth is that there's no way around it, right? Like you have to do brand deals to survive, unless you run a really tight ship, and you can afford to just run off AdSense, YouTube AdSense, without then you're not growing with production value, right? So you just quite simply have to do brand deals. And I think there's a lot of people that maybe haven't stayed true to themselves, and I think younger me definitely would have been that. It just becomes a money grab. Whereas now it's like not like that for us at all. It's about providing value.
Because there are big brands that will
pay a lot of money.
Pay a lot of money for you to talk about them.
I'm obviously not going to mention names, but there's been big brand deals that we've walked away, like in the last minute. Because we couldn't agree on a concept. They want me to say certain things, and I'm not going to say it. And you have to stand true to yourself and walk away from that stuff. And it's really hard because the monthly bills they keep coming.
Yeah, exactly. It just needs to be something that feels a lot more organic, and but it's also you think about what people ask in the comments all the time, which. What pots are you using? What knives are you using? Like these brand deals, they're basically there to sort of almost answer those questions. Made in. They are pots that we have in the kitchen. They are pots that you use. So, Gosney, we've had Gosney since, I don't know how long we've had a Gosney now. We started with the small one and then now we have a big one. So doing a brand deal with them makes complete sense because you love your Gosney.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's a big focus for me. I also I have lots of business policies and processes and stuff that I need to build out now that we're sort of a proper business and got to do all those formal, boring stuff. Insurance stuff, we've still got lots to work out there. A lot of the legal stuff I got through mainly last year, so that was great. And then I think personally is for the business, this is the first sort of management role that I've been in, and obviously building your own business is completely foreign to us. But I think talking to a lot of other people that have done it, you do just learn on the job every time something new comes up. That's how you're constantly learning, but just connecting with people and that have been in this space and learning from them as well. So just sort of understanding what it takes to grow a great business, be a good leader. I think it's all really important. Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't sound like it's much on next year, so maybe we should make videos every day.
Definitely not. I mean, you can.
One of the things I was keen to do next year is to keep my calendar a little more open so I can jump at some opportunities if they arise.
Yeah.
So we're going to the Marlborough Food and Wine Festival in February, and that's one of those things that's like my best mate asked me to come and do it with him, and I said, absolutely, happy to. And I kind of want to be able to do that type of, not like super spontaneous, not like the next day I jump on a plane, but if something comes up, be able to kind of say yes to the things I want to say yes to and say no to everything else. Yeah. So, we'll see. I'm also, I'm pretty keen to get to a Formula One race next year. So.
It's number one goal. It's actually mine. That's what's on my list for next year is get Andy Formula One tickets.
Yeah. So any Formula One teams watching, let me know. I'm happy to jump on the tools and cook some sausages for the team if need be.
Yeah.
But no, I think it should be exciting. I'm looking forward to next year and just kind of getting grounded and get settled into a normal year effectively.
That's the goal in the start anyway.
Yeah.
See how it
goes.
Ends up.
It was two questions people always ask me: will you ever start a restaurant? The answer is no. The restaurant, no. The answer is not a hard categorically no. The answer is no, not right now. But no ambition to really right now. I think it's a really hard game, really hard industry. So it would be one of those things that would potentially look at if it was a passion project effectively, and you could afford for it not to make money or lose money even.
Yeah.
Maybe that's on the cards one day. or if it was like in partnership with someone, or maybe, but it'd have to be the same as any other brand deal. It'd have to be the right kind of opportunity. Wouldn't just kind of say yes for a money grab. So long story short, possibly no, never, maybe in the future. And then like, would you ever do TV? And you know, as passionate and as we love making YouTube videos. Again, like, no, there's nothing kind of set in stone. But yes, would do TV, but for the right show. Wouldn't just for the right show on the right network at the right time. Yes, but I wouldn't just say yes to anything. That would, like, it'd have to be pretty good to interrupt what we do on YouTube effectively, because it would be an interruption. And I would do it really hard to make sure that the videos still happened on YouTube. That would and how we could work around that, and that would just depend on how long filming is and stuff like that. But
yeah, definitely, it'd be a hard one to balance, but I mean, people have done it, I'm sure. So
yeah, and you look at guys like Gordon's
on
YouTube all the time, and is on the major networks in the States
how
all
many
the time.
TV shows?
You know, like he just does hundreds, so it's like anything's possible. But it's like, how does that look for the team? You know, what team members do I need to bring on board to make it happen? We need to kind of work all that out. So who knows what will happen in that space next year? But
sorry, his dog's just distracting me. He's currently like on his back, just laying like this.
We'll go to Andy Cam.
Andy Cam, living the life. Doc has a great life.
You right there, mate?
You comfy? Oh, he's snoozing.
What's your goals for next year, fat boy? Not much, just fart.
I would really like some grass.
Really like
At
some
the moment,
grass.
we live on dirt. He loves grass, and he has his favourite houses in the street, and the favourite lawns that he'll suss out every time we walk and get ready. And as soon as he sees it, he starts running, and then he does. As soon as he hits the grass, he does like this big like back sort of slide, and then he does his army crawls on his favourite grass. So he'd like some grass in the his backyard. That'd be great. Yeah.
All right. That was it. 2023. Done and dusted.
What are you doing for New Year's, Andy?
Nothing. I'll be asleep by 10 o'clock. I might stay up to midnight. I don't know.
Oh.
We'll see. I don't think I'll be able to do business. But.
No, Andy's making. I guess we're kind of having a date night for New Year's Eve this year. Well, we'll just call it that.
Sure. I'm making Detroit style pizza, not because it's New Year's Eve, just because I kind of wanted to make.
Making pizza. We're gonna sit outside. Well, actually, no. It's probably gonna be way too hot. We'll sit inside in the aircon, eat some pizza.
Watch TV. Like
most likely be asleep by 10.
Watch YouTube.
Like every other night.
Yeah. Nothing is. I mean, New Year's is New Year's. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
There's no need to kind of do anything unless you're 24 and.
We are not 24 anymore.
No. But look forward to. We probably won't vlog tomorrow, New Year's Day. I'll probably have a day off. But we'll be back next week at some point. I'll have something to rant about.
I'm sure you will. All right.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, guys.